Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dmitry Gutman. I'm the CEO of eTitle Direct, and me and Serge, we've been working together for the last 4 years. We work very closely together, and there's a reason why. Because you're wonderful real estate professionals. You put the buyer and seller together, and then it's our job to make sure the buyer and seller goes to the closing table and have the closing, so everybody gets paid. Nobody goes to the closing table, guess what? Nobody gets paid. Maybe an attorney, maybe a little bit who gets a retainer. Title company 0, realtors 0. So let me talk about what in the world is title insurance, when do you need it, why do we need it, what's the purpose behind it. So obviously you take out the buyer, show them the property, condo, townhouse, whatever it is. They like it, they said, for an offer full asking, then you reach out to the listing agent, if you want to buy it, then you wrap them up with an attorney. Hopefully that's only real estate transactions. As Serge pointed out, it is very, very important, even on my side, to work with an attorney who does strictly, or at least like 90%, only real estate transactions. Which is why you can get a hold of them very easy. Like me and Serge, we speak Monday through Sunday, if we need to. By text, by email, because that's what you need. We are big team players who want to put everything together, like not now, but yesterday. So once you put the buyer and seller together, then the attorney will draft the contract of sale, and then the buyer applies for a mortgage, let's say, with Wells Fargo or any other lender, Chase. We have millions of lenders out there, including mortgage bankers and brokers. And then attorney orders a title, and that's what I do. So I always instruct the attorneys that I work with, and attorneys, National Suffolk 5 boroughs and Westchester. When you get the contract of sale, do not wait until it becomes fully executed. Because why? What happens? The buyer's on vacation, seller's on vacation, something happens, and a week go by, 2 weeks go by, and now we just wasted all this time. So once the attorney will email me the contract of sale, then my back office will will order the title, order the abstract. Now, quick, abstract. I'm not the underwriter, and there's a lot of title companies out there that we are an abstract company. There's only 5, 7 major underwriter players: Fidelity, First American, Stewart, Republic, and Security, and maybe another 3 more. So we get the abstract in the 5 boroughs. How long should it take for a title company to receive an abstract? Go.
1 hour?
Damn. You should work for me then. If you get it in an hour, you will be amazing. In New York City, 5 boroughs, takes 3 to 5 business days to get the abstract back. Another 1 day to read the abstract. If it's a rush, 48 hours, I can get it back. If it's a super duper rush, I can get it the same day with no charge to your client. National Suffolk, 7 to 9 business days. Westchester, between 5 to 7 business days. Then I have my office staff. I have 10 people, 2 in-house attorneys. I have production department and everything else. Every attorney wants to work with it. And once we send the abstract, the actual title will be run by my office. The attorney will examine it, and we forward the title to the vice attorney, sales attorney, and to the bank. So another thing that, before I'll show you the wonderful videos and get a free quote, what I also instruct the realtors is this: before you list, let me do my job diligence. What I mean by that is, text me, email me the property address, and I'll do a courtesy lien search. Lien search will show me if there's any violations, judgments, ECBs, any encroachments, how many open permits they have, how many open mortgages they have, if they're in the reader in the property taxes, maybe they haven't paid the mortgage for the last 3 years. Oopsie, forgot to tell you. Or maybe they forgot to tell you, by the way, unfortunately, parents passed away, we don't know until 1000 years old. There'll never been a proper deed, execution, or will or trust. And And now they can't sell it. Now they cannot sell the property. The property goes into a trust, or actually you have to probate the deed. You could take up to a year. You're going to pay an attorney between $12,000 to $20,000. That's how much it costs to probate the deed. Another thing that we do a lot is a lot of times in downtown Brooklyn. By the way, my office, I'm in Shipsabay, the other world of Brooklyn. So then,
That's where I live too.
okay, just put it out there. So then we do a lot of CBO searches for the realtors. Because in this area, I do a lot of business in Bed-Stuy and that neck of the woods. I have a lot of SROs. That was built back in the day, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, as a one family, but being used as a four family. It's perfectly fine. But let's say you have a property that has 2 meters, 3 meters. Guess what? The CBO shows legal to family. You have to sell as a legal to family. So I don't care if you sell as a 3. It's not going to happen. But with 1 year, the property predates CBO, certificate of occupancy.
1933. 39.
Oh.
28.
Ah, you 0 for 2, 0 for 1. Bingo.
Which one?
1938.
Oh,
Yes.
I say 20.
Don't worry, no charge of being false, don't worry. Yes, 1938. So what we do in this case, as any abstract, any, whatever you want to call me as a company. So what we do is we go based by tax search with an examiner and a tax classification from the Department of Finance. If they say house being used as a 2-family, we're okay with it. Because like title company, we don't insure municipals. So the way how city is recognizing this property, we're perfectly fine with it. If you need to give you a letter of objections, I had a bank ask me, can you give me a letter in writing? It was a property in Mount Vernon that is housed a legal 2-family property. I go, you want a title company to oversee, supersede the building department in Mount Vernon and give you a letter saying it's illegal to family. It doesn't happen. You have to go based by the appraisal. So anyway, so I kind of had to school that bank, and just my past experience. I've been in title insurance for 5 years. I did mortgages for 18 years. For a long time. I know the business very, very, very well. I did all my mortgage origination for Arlington and Westchester. The last 4 years I spent in Wells Fargo under my pool scheme in Westchester. So I have a lot of background in mortgages. So when my title's closed, I'm calling all the parties involved. I'm calling the lender, I'm calling the both attorneys, tell them, hello, title's clear. How you guys doing? What do you need on the commitment? And no mortgage guy ever wants to circle around me because I know the business very well, inside and out. So again, I'm a big team player, so I always want to get my team involved. My team involved is very accessible, meaning transparency and able to communicate together very fast, very efficient. This is why I work very well with McTeer. This is why. Service, service, service. And because you need to have a real attorney that will provide that excellent super service. And he probably forgot to mention the fee. His fee is $1,500. And I would say that they're open because I have a lot of business with them. And I promote attorneys that I work very well. And they're not going to mess up the deal to say a lot of attorneys are deal breakers, not deal makers. I know that. That's why I have most attorneys that I work with, they are deal makers. And they're not going to kill the deal because they're going to have the ego system inside them. Let me put a writer in there, let the attorney come back to me, go back and forth. Who needs that? And definitely, ladies and gentlemen, do not need that. So, any questions so far?
Question.
Yes.
Why do I often see a line item for wall space on the title report?
Default space?
Walls.
Wall.
Yeah.
Wall space.
Wall space.
This is something new. I'm managing ownership. At times I do review title if I get a phone call, and I never seen wall space specifically, but I'll definitely get back to you. Before I leave, I'll give you my card, and you give me your card. I go, you go. This way, if necessary, I do a lot of group chats, put together in the group. Most of them are, to be honest, in WeChat. I do a lot of business, and Flushing based on Little Neck and Big and Great Neck and Manhasset, and Sunset Park. So I have a lot of my realtors in group chat. I put together attorney, myself, and realtors, open forum questions. Since we're in Brooklyn, Kingstown, right? Purchase, property type residential, 1 or 2 family, pick a purchase price.
3.350.
That's his next question. 3.45 million?
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Think high, not low. Loan amount, let's say 2.8 million. Equal. So let's say somebody buys a townhouse, does renovations, had a big falling out with the contractor. They said F you to each other. Shit happens. It's life. And he fires them. Fire me, you owe me another 50,000. So now the contractor puts a mechanic's lien, shows up at my title. Guess what? You have to pay it off at the closing table, whether you like it or not. Or call the back contractor. Listen, I owe you 50. Let's settle on 30. But we need to see the settlement statement. So now, there are 2 fees associated with the mortgage. There's a fee policy, which is $13,475. Fee policy is based on your magic number, $3,450,000. That fee is state regulated. Then there's a mortgage policy of $2.8 million. That's $2,777. Those 2 fees regulated by the state. If you take 5 different title companies for 5,000 in New York City, they're all going to be exactly the same, dollar for dollar. Then what I do is I deduct all the junk fees, and you go, oh, this was probably that. So you can use that as your advantage. Why use me? I work with a title company that's going to save you money. How do you do? So then, yeah, departments, departmentals, so I deduct all the junk fees. I deduct even the deed and the mortgage recording. And then you have an optional market value rider. And then you have mortgage tax, one for New York City, 1.89%. Welcome to New York. And then you have the transfer tax, but that's for the seller. And then you have the management tax. Management tax, we all know, is 1% of the purchase price, right? 1%? Okay. They said they're going to increase it, but they haven't increased it yet. It's supposed to increase it to 2%. Then anything over 2 million or 3 million, 1 million. Technically, if you buy a house in the 5 boroughs, 18 by 40.
That's an action.
I know, but, and for 1.2 million, let's say in Flushing, and is it a mansion? No. You go to Marlboro, Van Alphen, buy a house 6,000 square feet for 900,000. To me, I'm sorry, that's a mansion. But, so then I'm going to save your buyer not $916.25. So this is the comparison, side by side, of how much eTitle Direct is and my competitor. And then you could print this out, and you could email it to your buyer. Now you educated the buyer how much the closing costs are going to be. Makes you look like a rock star closing agent. Do you guys play all agents or brokers here? Okay, it's agents, okay, just check. Because some places are licensed salesperson, licensed broker, so then just want to be correct. And let me cancel this out. And let me go to proceed to quote. You can go there. And this will calculate, you have a seller. The seller's not getting away from anything. The seller has to pay $62,000 in transfer tax. So now as you as a realtor, you calculate for the seller how much of transfer tax they have to pay. My system does the math for you. Email to the buyer and seller, your job is done. How long will it take me to do? Okay, fine. If it takes me 5 seconds, it takes me 30 seconds. But then you could email this or print it out and send it to your buyer and seller.
And it's right on your website.
Right on our website. You're going to use the name, log in, just go in and be able to spit it out. So I just logged in as admin, so this is all my clients. So the reason why I want to show you this,
Should we do that exercise for a cash buyer as well?
yeah, I mean, you can play around with the system. You can put down 500,000, $1 million,
It's going to be low and zero.
all cash, yeah. The mortgage policy will be zero, yes. So all my clients are attorneys and mortgage bankers and brokers. They'll have username and password. So once they log in as themselves, they see the status of their title. This is my title track. They see the status of the title report. Pending abstract, pending reading, pending clearance, and then could it close. So they're able to log in on a cell phone, iPad, their computer anywhere in the world. They see the status of their title. Just to show you. So let's say, find a purchase. There's a condo. So my system show me exactly, well, show the attorney, how much it cost me as a lien search, who's my underwriter, the purchase price, condo, who's the buyer, who's the seller, the buyer's attorney, contract of sale, initial title, report, and makes it very transparent, make it very easy for my attorneys to get access to my system anytime they log in. This is my office staff directory for production, survey, order entry, clearance, two in-house attorneys, Josh Bogatti, Josh Cobb, closing department, post-closing, a full title, we email the title, we organize the title, how the attorney wants to have it, so it really doesn't matter. So pretty much it's all here. Full title, make it very easy for an attorney to access the system. We have a conversation log, exactly what's going on with the title, who's, let's say, whoever logs in, speaks to the buyer's attorney, sales attorney, they have to make a notation in my system. So this is a full conversation log attorney has access to. This is my internal, so all my attorneys have access to this. This is very transparent, and attorneys love using this platform. But pretty much just explaining what we do, what title insurance is, why do you need it, when do you need it, and what we check for. Let me just quickly pause this. Okay, so we check for forgeries and fraud, improper completion of documents, unpaid taxes and assessments, unpaid judgments and liens, mistakes in recording of documents. Another real quick thing about the lien search. So then once you text me the property address, I will email the lien search. And now you bring the lien search to your listing presentation, and you always get the listing, because now you did your job diligence. So now, sellers are impressed, because now you did a lot of work that other realtors did not do. So you have an edge in the market. Just saying, put it out there to you.
Currently agree this belongs to them because the title establishes their legal ownership. Swapping these requires the loan step, title step, and closing step. The loan step is first. These guys loan you the money, and you promise to pay back more over time. They charge you some loan fees and collect insurance and reserves. The title step is next. The title company has to find all the necessary documents that relate to this and make sure that this is really theirs to sell. That is called the title search. The closing step is next. Once the information is obtained by eTitle Direct, at closing, they require you to buy title insurance to protect themselves and you from the sellers having missed heirs, former spouses, or others claiming that this actually belongs to them. It also protects you from forgeries and fraud, improper execution of documents, unpaid taxes and assessments, mistakes in the recording of documents, unpaid judgments and liens, unreleased mortgages, incorrect interpretation of wills, and other claims that show up long after the sale. Make sure you take the time to learn your options and choose a reputable underwriter. With all the unknowns, we will take the time and work with you. That's why we are here. We are New Yorkers just like you.
Title insurance is shoppable, just like mortgages, just like life insurance, just like property and casualty, and a lot of times attorney is also shoppable. So title insurance is shoppable, and to work with an attorney that works with a title company, they give you full access. Meaning, you can call me, text me. I wake up at 7 a.m. go to bed at 1, 2 o'clock, pretty much Monday to Friday. I'm very easily accessible. I give you the tools, and again, I'm here to help you in this other way. Any other questions?
What's the rate for title insurance? Do you have any like general?
It's about 4% of the purchase price. It's about 4%. I mean, my system doesn't have actually the calculator for every 1,000, but you could Google it. But pretty much my calculator, once I put the price, is going to spit out the actual title bill that every attorney wants to have put into the